What's going on? What's going on? Serious crew. Hashtag Team Serious. Hashtag Serious Ladies. We're back at it again with another fantastic episode of the Serious Ladies. To my right, I have Silent Taz. Underneath Silent Taz, you have Sage Rage. And to the left of Sage Rage, you have KR Jimmy. Everybody say what's up.
Hola. Welcome.
Gonna get a couple announcements out of the way. Major shout out to Samaze for single-handedly taking on Overwatch 6v6 first ever tournament for the Serious crew. Congratulations on those winners. Thank you so much for participating. And again, nothing but love to Samaze for all that he did. I'm sorry that it turned out the way it did, but he rolled with the punches and he made it happen and he made it work. I appreciate all that awesome work you did in and anybody else that was there to admin and mod the chats and the Discord while he was doing the tournament. Moving forward this weekend, we have Rocket League kicking out 3v3s. Don't forget to check us out on Battlefy to sign up for the Rocket League tournament coming up this weekend. I believe it is a 2-day event. It's a 3v3 sign up with your team, and it will be crossplay enabled lobby. And we'll take some of those games and stream and commentate over them while the tournament is underway. And there is a prize winning for that as well for, I believe, first, second, and third place. I believe that's it.
Yep.
Also, major shout out to our sponsor, as always, Gamer Grind. Check out your game themed coffee. My favorite is Kill Streak. It is delicious. Another one to check out is Checkpoint and Headshot, which I just reordered those today. And if you use our code TSDFW, you'll get a 5% off on your purchase, and it'll help support Team Serious.
For a loadout, so if we can get it, that'd be great.
With any of our coffee needs. They also have coffee mugs, so check out their packaging. It's and it's pretty awesome.
Get another one for okay.
So tonight we're just gonna have a simple conversation like we always do. The first topic that I will throw out is, what is everybody drinking? Because that's always a question. What is everybody drinking? Let's start with Taz.
Oh shit. Okay. I've got 2 drinks. I've got a big ass glass of water, and I'm actually trying Bud Light strawberry lemonade. Not bad.
Sage, what you got?
It's just Malibu, pineapple juice, and orange juice.
Nice. Miss Jimmy?
I'm being lame today. It is just Coke Zero.
Damn.
That's it. That's
She
it.
had a headache.
But I have a headache, and I was told I'm not allowed to talk about coronavirus, so Coke Zero it is.
You said it. Don't say it.
I did say it.
I am drinking a delicious sweet cherry sour beer brought to you by Fort Worth, Texas, by Martin House Brewing Company.
Wait a minute.
Is a delicious
Damn,
sour
is this
beer.
a sponsored message?
No,
or?
not.
It
I
is
should have a like a not sponsor, like Brosy, not sponsored, not sponsored, not sponsored.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, do we have any more pickle beer? Because if we do, I need it.
It's yummy.
Please.
Does it taste like pickle juice?
Yeah, straight out of the jar.
I'm gonna have to send you some.
So good.
Yes.
I'm very confused by this notion.
Oh,
It is delicious.
That's okay. We can get you found real quick.
Also, so the first topic I'm going to throw out, I'll start with Jimmy and then move over to Sage and then end at Taz.
When
Is
have we ever
what are
started
your
with me?
what?
Nothing. Keep
Did you
going.
stop? What we're starting with is, what is your current video game that you're playing or are in the process of either, getting, like if it's just dropping or whatever. So what game are you playing today is the question.
I'm old, so I just go back and forth between Diablo and Stardew Valley. That's it.
How does that make you old?
Because when is the last time you've heard somebody say, with the new game, Diablo or Stardew Valley?
I mean, I agree with Xandler. He just said, I'm old. I've never heard of that game. That's what you would consider old.
Oh, wow.
Xandler
Shots
is the
fired.
Wait, Xandler's supposed to be the epitome of what's old? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh.
For not knowing those games.
Wait, does that make him old or young? I'm confused.
Stardew Valley, I think, is a young game. No? It's hip.
Is that what we're going
Did you
with?
say put the tip? What? I'm confused.
No, I said it's hip. Oh, no.
Oh,
I think that
know.
aged me.
I don't know. That's mine. Next.
All right, what you got, Sage?
I'm kind of like Chris right now. It's Stardew Valley. I play a lot of Modern Warfare right now because of the tournaments that are going on. But I've also started the new Ori game, so it's kind of 3: Modern Warfare, Ori, and then when I just want to chill at Stardew Valley. I'm kind of waiting for the new Diablo to come out, so I don't want to go back into Diablo until the new one comes out. So I'm like, do I want to start back into Diablo, or do I want to wait till the new one comes out? So I'm kind of waiting.
So the answer is always
you do.
yes.
Yes, you always want to. It's like watching it's like watching all the set of a series before you move on to the new movie that just came out. So like when It came out, I watched the old It before I went to go watch the new It. And then when I went to go watch part 2, I went to watch the old It, the new one, then the new one.
Okay, well then why aren't we back into 7 days before the new update?
Because I get sick.
Exactly. It's like, why is it just going to piss me off to do all this Diablo and then the new one's going to come out? So it's just like,
why would you be, wait, why would you be mad?
Because it's going to piss me off and put all this time in, and then the new one's going to come out and start all over.
But that's all we do with all games. Ooh, wait, somebody's knocking
Well,
at
Diablo
my door.
runs seasons anyways, so season 21 is going to drop soon. So that's when you want to start your new character. Same thing with PoE. They start their league pretty soon. So that's when you want to jump back in. Just putting it out there. Okay, thanks.
I'm just going to drink my drink before I get some angriness going on.
You've
Here.
got a very
Do you want
happy
some?
KR Jimmy right now. I didn't get any.
Sorry. There we go.
I got pizza delivered. What's up?
Oh, share?
Sure, you can have some. Here you
I
go.
think they're the ones that had.
Okay.
Okay. So was that it, Sage?
Pretty much. That's what I'm bouncing between right now.
Okay. Next.
Who next?
You.
I've been stupid obsessed with Final Fantasy 14, so I've been playing that all the time.
When someone's be working.
I don't know about it. I have a whole setup, okay? I have on my one monitor I have Final Fantasy 14, and the other monitor has my work and a TV show I binge watch. So I'm all set for work.
I'm not going to complain
great.
about that.
Working from home is great. Also, other than Final Fantasy 14, I'm going to be checking out the new Path of Exile League that starts in 2 days. And it looks like we're trying to get back into Division 2, so all of that. I'm busy.
Nice. You are been busy. You've been grinding Final Fantasy like
Yes.
nobody's business.
I somehow got obsessed, and I don't know how.
I'm in between. I
That's a
don't-
question.
I don't feel anything too much. Like I want to have the energy like we did when we got back into Division 2 after so long. But even after last night's TU10 update, I'm still kind of like, the only thing I can think of working for is a raid build, the newer raid builds with the new sets. But even then, I'm kind of like, eh. The other game that I kind of want to get back into is again another loot shooter. I want to get back into Borderlands 3. Figure probably get a couple other characters out of there. And then more than likely, I'm going to be jumping in back to the season 21 when that drops for Diablo 3 with Thomas and crew, whoever's willing to join, just to get through the season before, I don't know when Diablo 4 is going to drop. Aside from that, there's not much going on. I did get into Elder Scrolls Online for a little bit since the new expansion dropped, but I still have to play through all of that to figure out what's going on in the game, because that's one game that I actually do follow the story. So I like to immerse myself in that story because I do like Elder Scrolls Online.
Cool.
I forgot to say that I was playing RimWorld the other day.
No.
How are you liking that?
I think I'm mad at Sandler. I'm not sure. Because I like it, but I don't like it, and I'm mad because sometimes I'll do the stupid thing that it tells me to do, and then I'm like, I did it wrong. I'm explaining why, Sandler.
We're just always mad. It's fine.
What? I like it. I think. I don't. I'm hungry.
Eat your pizza.
I'm trying.
Do what someone always does and eat the pizza on the camera.
Yeah.
I do have red heels, but I don't want to put them on.
Yikes. Anyways, so going on to the next topic at hand. So far, we've hosted several tournaments now. We got a couple, belts, so to speak, underneath us, some experience points there. And we might even say we've leveled up. What have you said of those? Have you that been watching our tournaments? I'm talking about to the casting crew here, but not only to the chat. What would you say is so far has been your favorite tournament to either be a part of, or to cast, or to admin, or to mod? And I'll start out with Sage, and then I'll go over to Taz, and then I'll go over to Jimmy.
I haven't really been in many of them because I'm not too familiar with them. The only one I've really been in is League of Legends. That's the one I'm most familiar with because I've gamed in it. The Rocket League coming up, I've played Rocket League, but I am not as talented or still familiar with it. So I have to stick with the League of Legends. I know a lot of, as more of the champions, I know a lot of the gaming in it. So that one I'd have to say I'm more close to it. I didn't cast. I didn't really do anything but mod. What I could. So I'm hoping to get more into that if something comes up that I'm more familiar with. I'm more familiar with Modern Warfare, like you guys are Division, or even Siege. That's kind of like my area. So those are the two that I would be more familiar with.
All right, I'll give you my top two, and for very different reasons. So the first one I'd say is League of Legends. As much as I don't like the game, I've never played it, I don't understand it, I don't know anything about it. I really appreciated the casting because Tombstone and Twisted brought it. Like, they researched the crap out of the teams. They researched all the players that or whatever you call in League of Legends, the people they play. I don't know.
Champions.
Thank you, champions. That these people usually play. And they did a fantastic job of bringing the knowledge that I felt better watching that. And also I got to sit in on one of the voice chats of one of the teams, and it was kind of a good time listening to them, hearing their feedback on and hearing them enjoying the stream as well, and really appreciating the knowledge that Tombstone and Twisted brought to it, and not so. The second one I'll say is well, I figured Natsu was on the cast too, but I didn't even mention.
I was there for moral support. I don't know anything about League of Legends. I was just there to talk.
The second one I'll say is the Overwatch, and that's mainly because Samaze, serious shout out to Samaze, like the MVP, he killed it. As much as everything that could have gone wrong did, he still stepped up. I tried to help him as much as I can, but ultimately he pulled it off, and he was able to take care of that. So huge shout out to Samaze, and hopefully that didn't deter him from ever doing it again.
I would say that it might have deterred it from him because everything fell apart. But what I do like, and that's kind of the thing that we were kind of going for, is to ensure that we don't have a single point of failure. Because if we were relying on one specific person to do it, we probably would have been like, everybody just play it out, let us know who won, and then here's the money, right? So
yeah, I mean, and if it was going to be one person that it fell on to do all the casting and everything, Samaze was probably the best case scenario because the guy is knowledgeable on Overwatch. So he was absolutely able to handle that and take care of everything and really do a great job of casting it.
Jimmy?
Oh, my turn. I'm gonna say that. I mean, I haven't had too much experience. I mean, I'm here when it happens, and I watch a lot of the stuff that's being said back and forth. But my favorite has to be whenever my kids are involved, because I'm biased. Not even gonna hide it.
So that's Rainbow Six Siege is what she's referring to.
I am referring to that because I mean, I think it's cool to watch kind of how they've grown in the gaming experience, I guess you can say, because it's like, you know, when they were first starting out, but now they're really, really good for the most part. So, I mean, occasionally they have my personality, so they'll have their tantrums, but most of the time they're pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, your oldest was casting with me for Siege, and he was carrying me. I was like not so on League of Legends. Like he killed it. He did a great job on the casting job.
I blame his father for that one because he has the better temperament.
He definitely has a future in it for sure. Like he has the right attitude and his tone of voice, like everything just kind of fit nicely.
So going back to what Taz was saying, my favorite to be a part of, quote unquote, cast, it was mainly for moral support, is again League of Legends, because of all the points you said. It was well organized by Tombstone and Twisted. They researched everything. They know so much about the game. I was there just to like add on to the conversation, and I felt so much of the pressure relieved as I was able to not only just have a conversation with them, talk about the game, but I was also not feeling so overwhelmed with trying to gather all the players together and get all the schedule going and everything else. They wrote the rule book on it. We posted it. It was fantastic. Major shout out to those guys once again over at UV. That was just great. But my favorite one that I would say that I have two, like after that. So my second one would be casting with my sons. Siege, when we all combined towards the end of the Siege, even though the event was so toxic, when all four of us came together, Taz, and we all just started talking about the final match, the best 2 of 3. I think that was like the best time. We got 2 well-versed players that are my sons that play this on esports, and they're only in high school, but competitively on just ranked matches on Siege, being able to just kind of like work together and bounce that effort to cast the game was fantastic. And the third one that I say was our first one with Ramazy, Shook, and myself doing Rocket League. I think we've had a blast doing Rocket League because all of us were seasoned Rocket League players, and all of us kind of just like bounced each other and made it like the event fun, even though we kept having to leave and come back in and stuff like that. At the end, it was just me casting it so they can play into the community event that we were having, because it really was a Team Serious event. I think that was a blast, though. Being able to cast with other people that are very well versed in the game definitely adds to the experience. And major shout out to Ramazy and Shuki for all that fun casting that we did for Rocket League.
Yeah, that Rocket League one, I think my favorite part was every time Shuki and Ramazy had to drop out and then come back in with casting, you could see like sweat on their face. Like, they were sweating from those games.
But I thought it was online. What do you mean sweating? What happened? Was the air conditioner off?
That doesn't mean you don't get sweaty, girl. Stop.
What? I mean, turn
sweaty.
the fan on. No? Okay. I'll stop.
So going back and playing against that. So my next topic it kind of goes in the opposite direction in real world. What is your favorite sport to either play in physically or to watch, or it could be both? So I'll start off with Taz, because I know we've had many discussions of her favorite teams and such. Then I'll go over to Sage, and then I'll end with Jimmy with what is your favorite sport to either play in or watch, or both?
So growing up, I grew up playing basketball and volleyball, but ultimately my all-time favorite sport always has been basketball, and I've really been following it since I was a small child, because it's something that me and my dad used to watch together. And more recently, when me and my husband started dating, I got more into hockey. So I'd say those two are the two sports that I've really become a big fan of, but ultimately basketball takes the cake. It's definitely number one.
And I know, and most of us know, shout out to your favorite team.
Shout out Toronto Raptors, the NBA champions. They are still the defending champions. I wish the season ended so that they'd be 2 years running. But now we gotta go back and defend that title.
I do it because it triggers a lot of people. I got major love because it was like us 2011 Mavericks, forever in my heart. But I just do that because people get.
That was my other favorite championship was when Dallas Mavs finally won. And one thing I wish happened was I wish Steve Nash was still on the team for that, because that would have been my all-time favorite Dallas Mavs team winning the championship.
I did play basketball for a while, but I found that unless you were pretty, your coaches didn't let you play. So I quickly moved out of that sport, and then I moved into volleyball. So I not only coach volleyball now, but I still play volleyball. I was a setter, so that's one that I still love to play, beach, court, either way. But I do like to watch. It was baseball with my dad. I still like baseball, but it is now football. It's a pastime in our household. I was a San Diego Chargers fan, but since they moved to LA, I am no longer a part of that team. So I'm kind of a free agent when it comes to a football team. He's trying to bring me over to the Cowboys. I've been looking at the Packers. So I'm kind of like in between. It kind of depends on the day. If I'm just kind of like want to fuck with him, I'm like, hey, Packers, what's up? If I feel like being, all right, I'm on your team, I'm a Cowboys fan. So
that's the end of the podcast. Bye, everybody. We're over it.
If I want to be wearing green, Packers. If I want to be wearing blue, see, there it goes. So, yeah, it's football. I do fantasy football, so it's pretty much how we go. We have multiple. I think Landon's a Seahawks fan, if that wants to rile anyone up.
I'm nowhere near the ocean, so I'm fine.
So, yeah, there you go.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, have fun. Follow that up.
So, growing up, I played a few different sports. I know, I look so athletic, don't I? I played football. I played soccer. I played a little bit of softball. I wasn't very good at it. Something about coordinating, hitting the balls. I don't know. My favorite team is definitely always, absolutely, positively going to be the Dallas Cowboys. But once upon a time, I loved the Houston Oilers until the Houston Oilers went away. I just told my age there, didn't I? They're no longer the Houston Oilers.
I didn't know that was a team, but I also don't know football, so I'm gonna say it didn't age you.
Toom said I'm old as fuck. I am
Don't
old
listen
as
to
fuck.
him. He's old cheese.
Yeah, but I think I'm older than him, aren't I?
No.
I said I played softball. I liked softball. I saw Shicky's thing. I like sports in general. Sometimes I'm kind of like a finicky child though, because I don't always like to sit down and watch it unless I'm drinking and or eating, and I'm never sitting anywhere, so it doesn't happen. But football's definitely my favorite. Cowboys is definitely my favorite, and in this household, they reign. So I don't know what to tell you.
Are any of your kids other fans, like fans of other teams? Have they even dared to become a fan of a different team?
I don't know what you're saying to me, but I don't think it's English. Are you speaking English right now?
My husband's a Giants fan, so I know.
He likes tall people?
Yikes.
That's a really big grave you're going to have to dig.
Huge.
That's
Giant,
awesome.
you might even say. Okay, I'll stop.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Fantastic choices there. I like how we're all over the place and still get along, except for this cowboy haters. I'm just saying. Okay.
Well,
Anyway.
I'm just saying someone likes cheese and the smell of it, so I went that direction.
Nobody would know that if you didn't say it.
There he goes. It was mainly for him because I was waiting for him to say that.
I know.
I've got nothing. Nothing.
Also, I would just like to say just like a little tidbit fact. Samuel Jackson is a Toronto Raptors fan.
Silence.
That's all I got, guys. That's all I got.
I've got
I hear
nothing.
them crickets.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm not a hater, so that's
I'm
awesome.
not either.
That's awesome, though.
You could live in Texas and still love your Raptors. It's fine.
Well, if we're gonna throw that out, Denzel Washington's a Dallas Cowboys fan. So
Okay, I'm done.
why'd you do that? I don't
It's not
understand.
It's not bad.
Because she doesn't want to admit that that's pretty freaking fantastic.
I don't watch football. I can't say I'm
That's
any
why I
football
didn't know why
fan.
you said when she doesn't
We
watch
have
football.
basketball out here too.
Because her face made me laugh.
I can't be a Spurs fan.
We have
Mavericks I could do.
We have Mavericks.
I would do Dallas
You
Mavericks.
can watch
I'm a
your
Mark Cuban
Raptors
fan.
on TV. I'm just saying.
I'm a Mark Cuban fan, so I could root for the Mavericks. They were one of my favorite teams growing up.
See, we have everything you need.
Oh,
Star Crunch too.
Martin.
Well, I mean, except for open borders at the moment, nobody's going anywhere. That's the only thing she needs to get here. Just saying.
Twisted, they're always relevant. Please keep your negativity to yourself.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was someone talking down there? I didn't see anything.
I believe he's a Giants.
So he as well likes tall people.
Yes, he's a Giants fan.
Yeah, he's a Giants fan.
Very tall people.
They still got 5 rings. I don't know. We still got haters. If
I
you want
know.
to know anything about my team, just ask a hater. They know more than I do about my team.
Yep.
That's
a
quite
fact.
accurate.
Anyways, so moving on to the conversation.
Does Twisted know that I will cut people? I'm just saying. Because I think Twisted should know that by now.
Anyways, moving on. So kind of swapping it out here to another set of skill. Does anybody do any kind of crafting, sewing, knitting, crocheting? If so, what is your favorite to do? And we'll start with Sage, move over to Jimmy, and then go over to Taz.
Thank God I'm last.
And it doesn't matter if you do or don't. It's just a question.
I should not have been first. We got enough time. No, I'm kidding. I have done it all, do it all, have tried it all. I live on Pinterest.
Are we talking about crafting or alcohol? Like, I'm not.
Jesus.
What?
Like,
What
we're
is
talking about
happening?
Drugs? Or...
Drugs?
I get bored very quickly. I recently tried canning. They have my apple butter to prove it.
We do. It's fantastic, by the way.
I tried sewing. I made quilts. I tried to make a dress that did not work, so I cannot make clothes. I can make blankets. I can make things that are square. You name it. I've probably tried it or will try it. So, yeah, let's move off of me. Who's next? Keep going. I'm good. I'm good.
I guess that means it's my turn. Yay. I am kind of like Sage. I've tried just about everything. There was that time I tried being a housewife. That was interesting. I took up canning and flower and growing stuff because he got tired of me bugging him all day. So I had to figure out something to do with my time. I sometimes like to dibble dabble with weaponry. So I have quite a few books because I thought I'd fancy myself a weapon person at one point. So like how guns are made and stuff like that, or something I did. Sewing. Shuki actually bought me my first ever super fancy sewing machine that I still own, and I use terribly every once in a while. I own a Brother sewing machine. It's very fancy at the time that he bought it for me.
The music is still going in my ear.
I've crocheted. I can sew terribly also by hand. I tried whittling once. That was pretty fun. Yes, Shooky, you did buy me a sewing machine once, many moons ago, because I'm old. I've tried whittling, like I said. I've tried woodwork with the little chingadera. I forget what it's called. I tried that. I've tried a bunch of crap. Some of it stuck, some of it hasn't. I mean, I still like guns. I still clean guns. I still put guns together. And I sew. Who knew? And that's it. Next.
When I was young, I tried crocheting once. I got nothing. I eat snacks. I don't know what to tell you. I drink alcohol.
You make pizza?
That is a craft.
No, I worked at a pizza place owned by my family, but I didn't make the pizza.
No, you made wings.
True. Yeah. Yep. True story. That's all I got. What's craft? What's craft?
Craft beer?
I drank a lot of
Craft
craft beer. Okay, that's not bad. So moving on forward, we'll start with Jimmy this time, then go over to Sage, and then go over to Taz. We're going to talk about your favorite current or recommended books or audiobooks. What are you reading currently, or what are you listening to, and what would you say would be your top or any type that you would recommend somebody needs to get that book read or in their life?
All right. Well, for this one, I'm going to open up my Kindle app because I read about 5 different books at the same time. And it depends on what app I'm on, what book I'm reading, because I have quite a few different apps. Some of them are free, some of them are not. Let's see what's in my library. So the one that I read last was 41. Sorry, not 49. Oh, and I just clicked it and it didn't open. So I don't remember which one that one is. And then occasionally I like to read magazines, and I was reading Road and Track the other day. It's one I picked up. I started reading that magazine when I was out in Iraq because we didn't really get a huge selection of different magazines we would get at the PX. And one of them, one day I was like, I need something to read in between stuff. And it was just one of the ones I picked up and I liked it. And Road and Track is just basically, it's about the different kinds of cars that are out there and like what's going on with them. And sometimes they have pretty pictures. They were great. And then one of the ones I've been trying to read, I just haven't got to it yet, is where is it? The Open Veins of Latin America. It was a book that I saw it on somebody else's podcast, and they were talking about it, and it was just about the Latin culture in America. And I'll keep saying I'm going to open it up, and I just have not. And I need to hold myself accountable and actually read it. But supposedly it's really, really informative. I don't think it was a podcast. I think somebody had it in their comedy, and it was great. It was a great comedy, and I was like, I must read book. I bought book, have not read book, so I gotta do that. Other than that, everything else is just stuff you shouldn't say out loud online. You know, those dirty women books. Talk about Danielle Steele and stuff like that. What's up? I'm not ashamed.
Danielle Steele?
Yeah, that lady. I don't know her name.
I mean, I don't know who you're talking about.
It's a genre that you associate with her name. Sometimes they're interesting.
Romance?
Yes, that word.
I'm gonna need you to
don't say
settle
it
down.
loud. I'm not even drinking.
Coke Zero?
What?
Nothing. Okay, so I guess it's my turn. I have books upon books, digital and bookcases. But it's funny because as an adult, I still go back to like the teen section. They have really good series. I have the adult section where, you know, you have your fictional, non-fictional. I'm learning about manga and all that and anime, but the preteen, teen, whatever section you call that, there's a series and it's by James Patterson. It's called Maximum Ride. My stepmom introduced it to me a long time ago, and he actually added a couple more series into it. So that one is actually one that I would suggest reading. As an adult, it's really good. As a teen, preteen, it's really good to introduce to your kids. So I really like that one. Every day I get these emails about books you can get really cheap or for free. And then there's another one. I know it's funny, preteen. It's called The House at Night. It's really good too. I'd recommend those. But those are on my shelf and I read them again and again.
The most recent book I listened to in this case, which is rare for me. I'm not really a big audiobook person, but the most recent book was Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I'm a big fan of her books and also Emily Giffen's books. I love the book series of He's Just Not That Into You. It's I can't remember right now. Something Borrowed, Something Blue. There's also the movie came out, Something Borrowed, based off that book. I love that series of books, and I love her writing style. I like kind of fun books mostly, unless they're like a murder, like serial killer book. Also into that genre, but mostly like the fun. I like something light when I'm reading. I don't like to get too heavy.
I like murder books.
Love murder everything. Should I be talking about that?
Yes. What's wrong with murder books?
I honestly, when I'm at work, all I do all day is listen to podcasts that are crime related. That's all I do. I have problems.
Same. It's not problems. You haven't murdered anyone that we know of, so it's fine.
Okay. What I should mention, first off, I listened to the whatever podcast I missed of Team Serious on my Apple Podcast app, and then I move on to my Crime Series podcast. FYI, you can get these podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and anywhere you can find podcasts.
Someone set it up so when I listen to my news in the morning, it goes straight into our podcast afterwards. I blame the genius above me.
You're welcome.
Yes. I may or may not have thanked him. I don't know yet. There's something strange about, like, because usually when I do my news in the morning, I'm in the shower and I'm getting ready for work, doing whatever I got to do, right? And then all of a sudden one time I hear the music for the podcast is the first time I heard it. And then I just hear his voice and I was like, God? So that happened.
Is that like the podcast where he wasn't actually on it and no one else could hear him but us and we kept responding and everyone thought we were nuts?
No, it wasn't that one, but it doesn't help that I'm alone and my echo was talking to me. And then his voice come out. And I was like, what?
So Echo plays the latest episode, so it was the Serious Gentleman episode 4. Mm-hmm. That's what she's talking about.
I was like, what the hell is happening? Why are you in the bathroom? I was alone a second ago. I was still alone with the podcast. All right, next subject. I'm done.
You done? You good?
I'm done. I'm good. I'm a little traumatized, but it's fine.
All right. So moving on from that same topic of recommended books and everything else we'd like to have. What about instruments? Does anybody play any instruments? Does anybody prefer a certain instrument? So on and so forth. It could be anything. Yes, a recorder is an instrument. We'll start with Sage, move over to Taz, and then end to Jimmy.
I don't play an instrument. I've wanted to play an instrument. I wanted to play the piano, but I am not musically inclined to play anything. Though I do love music. Any music I can listen to really helps with anything that I'm going through, dealing with. You can tell pretty much by what I'm listening to how I'm feeling. I think there was a point in time when I was in a really good mood and Herschel came downstairs and was just jamming out. The kids, they love the music. They can listen to anything in the car. Most of the time I'll tell them to be quiet so I can just listen to the music. They're like, oh, great, here she goes. So I cannot play an instrument, but if I had to listen to an instrument, it would probably be the piano.
You have a lot of faith in me. I played whatever instrument I had to in school. I think I played trumpet for a while. I think trombone once upon a time. I was never any good at any of them. I tried to play the drums in music class. That failed. I'm with Zanlia. Does Guitar Hero count?
Yes.
Yes, I can play that.
Then yes, I can play an instrument.
That's the one thing I can't play.
What?
I'm shitty at Guitar Hero.
I can play any instrument over there.
I mean, how is the weather over there? Wait, is it my turn? Oh, on purpose?
We kind of segued into you.
Oh, damn it. So instruments, there's actually not too many instruments I don't play. I played the trombone for like something like 14 years. I can play, you know what? I can't play the saxophone. I can play the piano. I can play the French horn. I can play the trumpet. I can play the violin. I can play the cello. I'm not that great at the flute. Something about hanging out the side of my face that just doesn't.
At least there's one thing you're not very good at. Jeez.
I mean, I'm better with objects than people, so I play instruments really well.
Okay.
Yeah, I can play the guitar. I'm not great at that, but I can play it.
And we're over here like we can play Guitar Hero. Woohoo!
I can't play Guitar Hero though.
Because it's not real strings. Oh Lord.
I'm just not good at the whole being on time because someone else tells me to. It's not this doesn't work for me. So I'm not that great at the drums. I'm decent. I'm decent at the drums.
You could be your own rock band.
But then I'd have to play in front of people and that doesn't work for me.
Play in front of us?
Sure.
Can we get
Same.
Oscar's thing highlighted? Thanks.
What did he say? Overachiever.
I agree.
Look who's talking. What do you mean overachiever? Who else played in music?
I mean, we love you.
I mean, he said he played trumpet. I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah. He was in band.
He played trumpet.
I have a picture of that. I have a picture of him in high school when he was playing trumpet.
Can't confirm.
Ooh, let's share pictures of the family.
I do. She can confirm she saw him last time.
It's so cute.
His hair was crazy back then. It was fantastic.
I'm about to leave.
I've seen babies.
Think Philip Thomas hair, kind of like that.
Oh my God, I need to see this.
I have picture proof. And I have pictures of them when they were younger.
Babies.
Wait, you want me to go get them right now? Because he said do it.
We'll
I'll
schedule
do it
this at a
right
later
now.
time.
I
We'll
will. I pulled them out.
We'll schedule this a lot of time. That's a good podcast idea. We'll talk about.
Oh no, we'll talk about pictures from youngers.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We'll pull out high school pictures, college pictures, military pictures, stuff like that.
Zenlair, I don't have it on social media. It's an actual picture like that you printed out back in the day because I'm that old.
We saw someone's basic pictures.
His.
Yours.
Mine don't exist.
Yours do exist. I have them somewhere. Yes,
Nope.
I do.
Nope.
He thinks that I don't have them. I do.
They don't exist.
So
Anyway,
going back, now that with all this digital technology, I'm going to go off the fly here. Is it when you see actual pictures, documentation that is on paper, is it more like reminiscing and like it's so weird seeing actual paper pictures and then versus flipping through pictures on your phone or on like computers? Like what is that feeling? Does it make you want to go print them to have them like that so when your kids go through them, or do you just like they can go through this hard drive?
You know what? When I was younger, my parents in their bedroom closet, they had 2 big boxes of old pictures, and I used to love sitting there going through them and just seeing old family pictures, and even seeing me and my sister as kids. Like it's even still to this day, that was probably one of my favorite memories, just going through those pictures. And I think that makes me want to continue to print pictures because it's different from just seeing it on an iPad or a tablet or a computer rather than actually physically holding that picture. And I think there's a lot of value that comes from that.
I want to say I was going to go right there with you. It's a nostalgia factor. We're all not as young as I didn't grow up with cell phones and digital cameras. So for us, we used to have these photo albums that my mom would bring out, and like say there was a bad storm going, and then knock the lights out. My mom would put candles out, and then we just start going through photo albums. Oh, look when I was when I was your age, so on and so forth, and these massive, and for my parents, they're all black and white pictures, right? But is that touch feel, like nostalgia factor to it, to be able to like actually feel the photograph. And I don't know if it was just our family, like Latinos do this all the time. We would have rolls of films that were never taken.
We definitely had those too.
We had like a box of them. I'm like, when are you going to take these to get, done? And my parents like, oh, one day.
That or you've had them developed and you've got the strips of film that you can just hold up to the light and look and be like, oh, we'll get those reprinted.
Yeah. So I like pictures that you print out, and even though we've moved on to this lovely digital age, I still continue to print them out. For me, the want of it actually comes from a Hispanic cultural thing that we have, where we have ofrendas for the people who have passed away. So you'll put up like pictures of them, and you'll put other kind of religious stuff around them, and then we do offerings of food for Day of the Dead. So growing up, whenever my sister passed away and my younger brother passed away and my older brother, a lot of people died. Okay. We would have pictures of them up all over the house, and we would have, the memories from them. And so for me, it's like honoring them. And it's good because when the kids get to see those pictures of those people who've passed, you can, pass down those stories of the times that you had with them. And it kind of keeps them alive, because that's how it's like in our culture, keeping them alive. As long as someone remembers you, your spirit's still going to be alive. And as long as you pass on those stories, your spirit's going to be alive. And so it's like, I don't know, I guess it's just like a chance to share that life that's no longer here with someone else and kind of keep them around. So I definitely like having that nostalgic picture printing. I have frames of pictures of all of ourselves and our families all over the house, but they're like in boxes. But we still take them out and put them up, and then I put them back because I'm afraid to break them.
Oh, no, it's not really done yet.
But they're there, and I definitely do like it.
However, I do like that now that everything is kind of digital and stuff. I like having that extra backup of it, just in case something happens, a fire, whatever, natural disaster, whatever the case may be, and your physical picture is gone. At least now we have the backup digitally.
Yeah, it's just weird. You have a backup of a backup, but the same is like, well, what happens if, the hard drive messes up, then you don't have it. There's always that worst case scenario is that something goes. But for me, being a photographer, I take all these pictures, but for me, I'm usually never in the pictures. So it's that double-edged sword. I have hundreds and hundreds of photos, and I used to develop them all or get them on these CDs, and like we have boxes of them, like the little shoe boxes. And it became so much like at one point, I was just like, we don't have enough wall for all these photos. And we slowly started like filtering through like, okay, Landon's not 3, so let's take that down and start cycling, their ages and start progressing some of them, but we still have them. And I've slowed down on taking the photos, but at the same time, I'm like you guys, we go back and I like looking at those photos. I pulled some of them out the other day and I'm like, oh, look, that's when I was pregnant, or this is when we were married, and this is, when so-and-so. And, but when we married, we lost a lot of those pictures from when we were itty bitty. And, I've slowly started getting some of those back, but I don't have the hard copies. So it's like, do we go back and start trying to collect those, or do we just start building those for our kids? So it's one of those things where it's like we have the digital air, but we had the paper. So do we mesh those? It's one of those weird times. Like, what are our kids going to be looking at photos when they're our age? It's one of those weird things. I don't know what to do. Oh Lord.
What?
FYI, just in case anyone isn't familiar, Samaze does a fantastic Bane voice. So that's where that comment comes from.
Okay.
So moving on to our last topic, and I will start off with Jimmy,
That's one box in a
go
row.
over to Sage, and then end at Taz. Favorite celebrities?
Oh man.
I have to limit it to one?
I mean,
I said favorite celebrities is what I said.
Female, male, like I need guidelines here.
Oh, now you need a script?
We gonna be here a minute.
So I am definitely going to say that my all-time absolute positively favoriteest celebrity in the entirety of the world will never change is James Earl Jones. Yes, I adore that man. I love him in almost every single movie he has ever done. I don't give a shit what anyone says. For the entirety of my life, he will be the most amazing human being ever to grace us with his presence and his voice. I mean, have you just listened to Mufasa's voice when you watch The Lion King? I'm just saying, he's the greatest. I have a lot. I mean, because, you know, I grew up as a really lonely child, considering the fact that I have a billion brothers and sisters, but I watch way too many movies. No one should watch as many movies as I've watched. It's probably why I'm so good at so many different instruments. Because I was a nerd. I was a nerd growing up. So I'm going to have to say James Earl Jones, top number one. Denzel Washington. I love him. He's amazing. Susan Sarandon, fantastic celebrity. All my celebrities that I love are movie stars, by the way. That's it. And he's not a movie star, but he is. Alfred Hitchcock is one of my favorites. I love all his movies. Psycho, Strangers on a Train. Just he's amazing. I can't think of anyone else, but I'm sure whoever it is old. FYI. Next.
Me? It's hard for me because it really depends on just the movie in general, but I will agree. I do like Denzel Washington just because of just the amount of different roles he can play. But I would say probably in the same sense, I really do like Will Smith just for the amount of comedy seriousness and just how he can take a role and he can manipulate it in just what it needs. And he's been around forever. And the fact that his kids are a little weird, I will admit, but
weird is not bad. Weird is not bad.
His son too can take that same thing that Will can do and take it into a role in a movie or anything that he does. So him and his wife have taught his kids the same thing. So I can't wait to see what their kids do at the same stance. But Will Smith in comedy, TV, movies, music has done an amazing amount. So I love what Will Smith has done as a celebrity. Denzel Washington as an actor, fantastic. Females, there's a lot, but they're all kind of equal. So there's not really one specific person. Julia Roberts is kind of up there, but there's not one specific female celebrity that is over the top for me because they're all, depending on the movie or the role that they're playing, are kind of equal. So that's about it.
So I started making a list, and I don't think I'm halfway through the list of... Guys, I'm panicking.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, no, I know.
Is that sweat? Do I see sweat?
Yes, you do. I'm like Googling what this person's name is because I'm so nervous that I'm forgetting names. I'm so nervous I'm forgetting names. Okay. Let me back up. I'm going to start with Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis.
Ooh,
they're my all-time girl crushes.
Nice.
I'm sure there are more of them, but we're going to limit it to those two. Will Smith, I definitely agree with you. Tom Hardy, Ryan Reynolds, Eminem, all the Toronto Raptors players.
Of course.
The coach too, or just the players?
Oh yeah, everyone. Coach, management, everyone. Just everybody. The whole Raptors organization. Throw them all in there. Bruno Mars, I see mentioned. That's definitely a good one too.
Oh yes.
Every celebrity on the planet, should we just go with that?
No, there's
No,
ones I hate.
no, there are terrible celebrities out there that should not be celebrities.
I
Well,
agree with
she's
that.
sweating, so I was trying to
I am
help her out.
sweating.
Should we have said which ones do you hate? Maybe that would have
Probably
been an easier
that would have
list.
been a shorter list for sure.
My list only has one person on it.
James Earl Jones, we heard it.
No. As my
Oh.
I hate
Oh,
them
that
list.
you hate. Nicholas
Yeah,
Cage.
Ariana Grande. I don't like her.
Really?
I don't-
Really?
I don't know
Oh,
what it
I
is about her, but every time I
Chris.
see her, I get mad.
Chris, I'm gonna need you to
What?
quit eating your mic or clipping hard. Stop.
Ah. I apologize. I was mad. I'm sorry.
Oh God, I'm sure I'm missing so many people. Blake Lively, I like her too. God damn. Okay, we're gonna limit it to those ones that I said. That's my favorites.
I could just see you at Bruno Mars concert right now.
Oh my God,
Just because when you said his name, you were like, "Oh yeah, that one. I can't forget that one."
Maybe it would have been easier if we'd have chose like a genre or if we'd have said a time period. Because I mean, I had that problem. Yeah,
Like,
she's
totally
super upset.
panicking.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what
Okay,
to do with myself.
let's keep it to movies.
She has not sat still since you brought this topic up. She's
I
like,
know. She's just like freaking out. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay.
"Drink your drink."
Next time we will remember celebrities in a particular field.
No,
Whether-
Or
celebrity.
tell me in advance so I can come up with a damn list of like
But-
50.
To be fair, you were the last one.
Yeah.
And I was panicking the whole time.
You said this, and she went from this to.
I know how to get her sweating again. I just be like, favorite celebrity. I thought you had a list pre-built already.
No,
At all given times.
No, because it
she
changes.
will now.
Like on purpose?
Yeah, I cut people.
She's like, "Oh, that movie was bad.
Look,
That song was
look.
bad. Scratch.
I saw James Earl Jones when I was 5 and I was in love. That's it. I was done. He will always be number one. Period. He was Darth Vader.
See, I don't know who would be my all-time number one. I really don't.
He was Darth Vader. Voice, not the person actually in the suit. The voice.
You
And
need
that was all it took for me.
And
That's
then
all it took.
Male movie, male song, person, male, whatever, female, this, that. You need to have like sections.
Y'all
No,
need to have
not
it.
to-
I just simply
Not
asked
to
the
throw us in
question.
the
I-
fire here.
I don't need sections. I know it's always going to be James Earl Jones.
Same.
That's it.
I don't have that.
He does everything.
I do love Will Smith.
He's pretty fantastic.
You need to have an all around.
I mean, he's not James Earl Jones, but he's pretty awesome.
You
Y'all really
realize for the
sweating.
rest of the night, I'm going to keep thinking of new names and sending it to all three of you. So be ready.
It's fine.
Yay!
So
That's
next time,
okay.
be ready with the
Yes,
list.
Pursuit of Happiness was a good one. It had both
That
of
was a
them in
great
it.
movie.
That's right.
That is true. The Raptors alone are more than 50. That's what Oscar said.
True. True. Shit.
Wait,
200.
do they count
List
as
of 200.
one? Do they count as one though because they're the Raptors? I don't understand.
Do they
Yeah,
count as
I don't know.
an
'Cause
entity?
there's
Yeah.
four more Raptors that I would include in that list.
Stop sweating. It's okay. It's done. We got
We're-
it. You're good.
Where? Oh, wait! Natsu didn't say what his favorites were.
Yes, not so. Go.
Matthew
Go.
McConaughey. You swear.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that.
Is it his liquor commercials?
It's just Matthew in general. The way
Matthew
he
McConaughey.
is.
Have you
That's
seen
his,
the Buick commercials? You can't tell me
That's
that dude
his
isn't
man crush.
smooth.
I've seen his liquor commercials.
The other commercials too. He also does the commercials for Reliant Energy.
Wait,
yeah.
do the voice.
I don't know how to do the voice.
Every once in a while when he wants me to realize what he's talking about because I've for whatever reason it's gone over my head, he does the voice.
Oh wait, let's see if the people in chat know that song.
Keanu Reeves. You missed him.
Me? I didn't miss anybody. I already said the best.
Oh my Jesus. I can't with you.
He's literally from down the street. He's from west of San Antonio.
Okay, so we're
Anyways.
going over to his house. Got it.
Oh, he has a big old house in Austin, girl. It's huge.
We are
Should have
not
added
driving.
black cosplayers. Like, what the hell am I thinking?
First of all, coronavirus, we are not driving to anyone's house in Austin, okay? No.
The only thing we could do is drive by it. We can't get near it. More likely has a gate and security.
I mean, we can finagle our way in.
Negative talk right there.
I'm not trying to die today because this is Texas. Everyone owns a gun, even gardeners. Okay.
It's got to have a bigger one.
That's true. And I don't feel like looking for my biggest gun. It's in the garage somewhere.
Anyways.
I don't know where. Anyways, you know what? You know who I forgot? Keanu Reeves was in a movie not that long ago that I really like called Always Be My Maybe. And in it was Randall Park. I love him. And Ali Wong, who's a comedian that I adore. And I forgot about them.
Who's your favorite comedians?
Oh,
I see sweat already happening.
God damn. Comedians would be an easy one. I have my top two.
Who?
Kevin Hart, Dane Cook.
I was gonna say Kevin Hart, like right at the jump. Like I
I've
already
seen
know
Kevin Hart 3 times live, so have to
So
say
if
him.
we're gonna talk about comedians, though, I don't.
We don't have that kind of time. That's gonna be
We
a whole
don't,
other
because
podcast.
that's a whole nother podcast. Yeah, I mean Richard Pryor. Come on,
Jim
No?
Jeffries is good too.
decent.
You guys didn't like the one I showed you here?
Who? Coy, right?
Yeah.
I like him. He's funny because he always does Joseph. When his
brought-
mom.
He had a new one out. There's where he brings all of the crew together.
Oh Lord, no. Mm-mm.
We're gonna go ahead and close this out, ladies. Thank you so much for today's podcast. If you want to check out these serious ladies, you can definitely check us and their episode out on teamseriesdfw.com/podcasts. Got a nice little neat area all organized for you, so you can check out the feed from your favorite repository, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We are on Podbean. That's actually our host. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us at TuneIn. You can find us on Podchaser. The website has every single link you need to know, including a little player. You can actually play it off of our site, all the current episodes that we have uploaded. Thank you so much, everybody in attendance. Thank you so much for all the moderators and administrators in the chat, keeping the chat nice and organized. Just a reminder that this weekend kicks off the Rocket League 3v3 tournaments for Team Serious with prize winnings. You can check us out on Battlefy, ! Battlefy in the chat. We'll take you straight to our current tournaments. As soon as Rocket League is over, StarCraft 2 is supposed to be straight flames with the amount of people that are signed up currently right now. Tell your friends about us. Tell your family about us. Join in on the fun. ! Discord will get you into our Discord, including if you just go to our website, teamseriesdfw.com. Right at the front page, there's a Discord link that that puts you right into Discord to get the latest updates and to just chill back game with the community. We're on every single social media platform you can think of, including TikTok. I don't know how to use TikTok, but
I don't know
there's
how
some
to use
TikToks.
TikTok.
I did a video on there. Go check it out.
I'd have to download it first.
Final thoughts, ladies. Conclusion, say your goodbyes. This is your time. We'll start off with Sage, then Jimmy, and then Taz.
Why is it always me? Check out the TikTok. Apparently, it's pretty cool, and check out her video on TikTok. Thanks for joining us. It's been fun. We are going to have some pretty cool podcasts coming up, so stay tuned. Check us out every Wednesday. You never know, we could actually have another podcast. And we're on the random days. You never know. Next.
I think that was next, as in you're next.
Yes.
I know, but I was still looking at her. Don't judge me. I was looking at her face. Anyways, final thoughts. Do I have to download TikTok?
No.
Yes.
Oh, this is how I always get into these things. I'm not even sure why you guys keep letting me be on these podcasts. But in any event, everyone should go watch a James Earl Jones movie because it's good for your health and it'll help you cure coronavirus. You're welcome. There you go. Good night.
All I gotta say is I'm still thinking of celebrities. Things happened on this podcast. Follow us everywhere. Check out the tournaments. Come hang out. I'm sweating still.
It's because you're wearing a sweater.
Okay, first of all, there's an air conditioner vent right here, and it's cold.
Then why are you sweating?
Ugh, I felt the heat. One day, at some point, you'll see us all try snacks from our various regional areas, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully sometime soon. We'll see. But thanks for hanging out, and in the wise words of Ramazy, pew, 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 pew.
Very, very wise words from Ramazy. Everybody have a good night. Have a good rest of the week. And remember, stay serious. We'll see you next time.